Well, good morning, guys. I hope everyone is having a great day, or good evening if you're watching this later in the day. Um, Happy Tuesday to you. I can't wait to see you on Zoom today at 9:45. Of course, by the time you watch this, we may have already Zoomed together. So you may be saying, Miss Latimer, you are crazy town. And that's okay too. In our Alphabet Memories book, now we're going to be looking at our letter A. And let me tell you a little bit how every page will look. At the top, it's going to give us a place to practice our handwriting. We don't want to get sloppy, even if we're trying to hurry up and get our work done at home so that we can go and do something else we might want to do. Remember, good writers write so that other people can read their work. So we really want to make sure our handwriting is neat, and this is a good opportunity to practice this. We already know that all of our letters start at the top, making our capital A. Start at the top, slide down, go back to the top, slide down, and cross. Don't do this as fast as you can. We're not in any hurry. We have plenty of time. We just really want to do our best work. So would you write with me all of your A's across the top of this page? And I really want you to be thinking about doing your absolute neatest handwriting so that no one would look at this paper and say, what letter is that, right? We want to look and we want to see and be able to know quickly what you're trying to write, because if you spend a lot of time writing something and then no one can read it, that is you're right, bummer. So you guys are amazing writers. They're lowercase a. Sorry, I just started writing and didn't even talk about it. Of course, we're just going to make a nice little O, and then we're going to put this little kickstand on the side. We're making our A's all the way across the page. We're not being sloppy. We're being nice and neat. Good practice across the top. Okay, we know A makes 3 sounds. A, and ah. Today, I really want us to think about our first try sound for A, which would be our like apple, and our long vowel sound, like when we make our A say its name. So we're going to be focusing on and A. Let's think about some memories of kindergarten, because that's what this book is about, alphabet memories. We're going to be writing down in this book that you may want to keep forever and ever and ever all of the things that we remember about kindergarten that start with the letter A. Well, as we know, letter A, of course, starts the word apple. We use it every day in our phonics, and I'm thinking about our apple investigation. Did you guys think about that too? Remember when we all brought our apples to school, and then we did that cool trick where we saw, would an apple float or would the apple sink? Because we felt our apples and they were really heavy, and we kind of thought, ooh man, this apple is definitely going to sink. And then when we put it in the water, we found out it did not sink. It floated. That was so crazy. So we're thinking about our apple. So I'm going to draw one apple, but I'm going to draw some more, because when we did our apple investigation, I'm just making like a backward C. An actual C. And then on the other side, I'm going to make another C, and I'm going to join them rounded at the bottom, draw a little stem, and I'm going to draw a leaf, because I don't know, that's how I like to draw apples. I'm going to color these apples in different colors, because as a part of our apple investigation, one of the things also we talked about was how some of us had different favorites. Some of us said, ooh, my favorite is a red apple. And some people said, my favorite is green. And some people even liked yellow apples. So I'm going to draw one red, green, and like that yellow gold. I'm going to color it. Now, can I help us write our apple investigation word? Because we definitely want to label our pictures. Ow. Oh, no, apple. Ah. I'm just going to spell it for you out. Apple. Apple. Investigation. Ooh, like the power word. Gay. And this is a digraph that we haven't had a chance to really talk about. This would be when we talk about it in the year. Tion makes this sound shun. But if you were stretchy snaking it, you would see T-I-O. Ooh, two vowels. And you would say when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. And you would think it says T-ein. Investigatine. No, but it's ingation. Maybe I'll do a little video and we'll kind of talk a little bit more about this digraph. T-I-O-N. For now, I'm going to tell you it makes a shun sound. But if you were working on this at home, you can absolutely stretchy snake it and spell investigation the way that we would if we were sounding it out. I'm going to draw one more apple and I'm going to put it in our bucket. Right? Because this was a good memory for us. We had our water. Draw a little bucket here. And it was funny because we really thought this apple was going to sink, but it did not. That apple floated right on top of the water. And then we measured our apple. Do you remember measuring your apples with snap cubes? To see how tall it was. I'm going to draw an apple with some snap cubes. I think they were all really right between 3 and 4 cubes high. Top one will look like it actually has a little snap on it. We measured that. And then we cannot forget the very best part of a start of our year. This year in kindergarten, we started talking about ABC boot camp. So I'm going to write that. A, B, C, boot camp. You want to stretchy snake it with me? B. Of course, it's B. B. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I know that's digraph. O. Boot. Boot. Cam. Hey, power word am. Am. ABC boot camp. Do you remember the first day we did ABC boot camp and we had that big poster and we would draw all of our pictures on it, and in the very center, uppercase A, lowercase a, and we said, hey, what are some things that start with the letter A? And we talked about, of course, apple, and then we said alligator, right? We had an ant. I'm trying to think the other little things that we had drawn on our A. Can you think of some extra A words? Apple, ant, alligator. I bet you guys can come up with so many more than me. Whatever you think of, you can draw it on your little poster right here for ABC boot camp. Because we always said it funny, I'm definitely going to put it with an exclamation at the end. I'm just going to underline it because that was a lot of fun. Now for the second part. First, if you want to take some time and draw some more things that start with the letter A, you can absolutely do that. I want to move on because you guys have been watching for quite some time, and I want to show you what we're going to do at the bottom. You can absolutely add to this if you want, but just for time's sake, let's move on a little bit. All right, so at the bottom it says A is 4. You can see these are dashed lines, definitely wanting us to trace it. So we're going to trace our letter A. Power word is. Power word 4. I like how they went They used all of the space in their lines. They started from the top and worked all the way down to the bottom. They had great meatball spaces for in between their words. So I want to make sure I do that also. So I'm going to start. A is for, I'm just going to copy this. We've already written it down. Apple investigation. Apple. I can tell investigation is not going to fit on this part of the line, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap my words down here. I'm looking at the very top. I'm just going to copy this. investigation. You can even underline this in a fun little squiggly line if you want to, just to remind you that that is the digraph that we're going to be talking more about in another video. A is for Apple investigation. And ABC boot camp. A, B, C, boot camp. Again, I'm copying it from up here. I don't need to stretchy snake it. Now, I ended my sentence with a period. I'm checking for, got all of my meatball spaces. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some details by adding some color to my pictures. This may be a book that your mom and dad, your granny and grandpa, your aunt, your neighbor Mary Lou, or your neighbor the alligator, alligator, might want to save forever. So do your very best work. And tomorrow we'll look back and we'll get started on our alphabet memories for letter B. Have a great day.